Hi, and welcome to the video. Today I'll be talking about obscure facts in Garden Warfare, features that never made it to Garden Warfare, features that are in Garden Warfare but obscure or never used. And today I'll be talking about Garden Warfare 1, not Garden Warfare 2, because I haven't played that, or BFN. And if you enjoyed this video, I'll make a part 2 about Garden Warfare 2. Hope you enjoy, and let's get into this. Alright, Garden Warfare has Kinect features on Xbox One. Yeah, you remember the Kinect? The accessory that basically killed the Xbox brand, made someone lose their job, was a Wii ripoff. You remember that, right? I think we all have fond memories on that. At least I didn't have to experience the trauma. I didn't have a Kinect. So I had one, but I never used it. Yeah. Anyways, Garden Warfare supports Kinects. Supports the Kinect. It has Kinect support on Xbox One. And you might be wondering, how did I find this out? I was looking up Kinect games that Kinect. I was looking up games to support Kinect, and this happened to be one. Now you might be wondering, how does Garden Warfare use the Kinect? How would that work? Well, it does, but it uses it in a very limited capacity. Garden Warfare uses the Kinect for boss mode. Yep, that's right, boss mode. Yeah, you basically. I'll show you some gameplay right here. Just watch it.
A way that usually people play it. We're going to try it with Kinect. If we can get it to work on the Kinect, obviously, because the Kinect can be a piece of shit sometimes. Sometimes it can work perfectly. Hold your hand open. There we go. Okay. So, whoa! Stop it. No. Right, okay. Let's let it stabilize a bit. Maybe if I put my hand forward. There you go. Stable there. Ish. So, what you have to do in boss mode is collect these sunflowers. A lot of you guys have been asking for me to play it in boss mode. But I don't really like playing boss mode, to be totally honest. There you go, there's that. I'm playing it.
Big one guy, I was supposed to pick my mystic flower.
Yeah. From the gameplay, the Kinect seems to work somewhat, but it definitely looks like it's lagging. It looks like there's lag in it, and it seems to be a bit buggy. Yeah, so, boss mode. You want to play boss mode, kids? Usually everyone would say no, but, here's a more bad way to play boss mode. That did not work as a pun, did it? That wasn't even a pun. I'm sorry, viewer. Anyways, yeah, boss mode has motion controls, which we'll get to another thing about motion controls later on. But anyways, let's get on to the next one. Boss mode on PS4 and remote play. Yeah, boss mode was always advertised on the Xbox One. It never really got any advertisement for the PS4 version. I didn't know boss mode was on PS4. I assumed it was only on Xbox One. But no, it was actually on PS4. I didn't notice because I play on PS3. Yeah, I'm stuck 2 generations behind, but it's better. It's for the best, people. I have Little Big Planet. Do you have Little Big Planet? No. Anyways, yeah, boss mode's on PS4. And talking about the PS4 version, the PS4 has one exclusive thing: remote play. Yeah. So, remote play. To access remote play, you'll need the PS4 app, remote play app, or you'll need a PS Vita. Let's prefer to use PS Vita. What do I mean? Well, at the time, PS Vita was the newest handheld, and you would assume that Garden Warfare would get a handheld release. Well, at least I would. I want a 3DS version. Don't judge me. I like D-Makes, that's why. Anyways, PS Vita was supposed to have PS3 level games on it, and I think Garden Warfare would have made a great addition for it. But Garden Warfare didn't get a port to PS Vita. Instead, the PS Vita supported Garden Warfare with remote play. You would basically stream Garden Warfare onto your PS Vita, which causes one problem. How do you shoot? The PS Vita doesn't have a second trigger. Instead, you would tap the back to shoot, which feels weird, but I can't really test this out. As I said, I play on PS3, and I don't have a PS Vita. Do you? No. Or maybe you do, dear viewer. Maybe you do. Anyways, yeah, boss mode and remote play are exclusive to PS. Well, not exclusive. Sorry, sorry. Yeah, boss mode is on PS4 and remote play is on PS4 also, which is strange because PopCap only advertised pause mode being PS4 on using one video, and I'll show you that video right now, clips of it, where they show this working on boss mode.
The time with the PlayStation hardware, we've got it figured out really well. It's running in brilliant 1080p, 60 frames per second. It's going to be a great experience.
In addition to playing Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare on the big screen, you can also play it on the PlayStation Vita or any of your tablets with the PlayStation Companion app. With Vita, you could also try remote play, where you could basically get the same experience as you're getting in the big screen onto your Vita and have the mobility to move around.
Remote play on Vita allows you to play the entire game on the Vita anywhere you'd like, be that on the go or in bed. It's a really cool feature, and we're really happy to bring it to fans.
When you've got the Vita, it actually feels really natural in the hand. You've got your own personal screen right there, so you're not playing on a smaller subset of the screen. It's a really good, positive experience. And it doesn't matter which game mode, whether you're in co-op, whether you're in multiplayer, you can pick up the Vita and you can go into boss mode and you'll either fly around in Crazy Dave's Crazy RV or Dr. Zomboss's blimp.
The fidelity on Vita is basically the same as PlayStation 4. So you basically get the same experience that you were getting on the big screen, now on your Vita. And it looks and feels as good as it does on PlayStation 4.
Again, one of the great things about the PlayStation is there's a lot of content coming out right away. All the content that's been released on all our other platforms is going to be there day one.
We're very, very excited about it. We think this is a huge deal.
In addition, we're going to keep adding new content to the PlayStation.
We're looking at new characters, new maps, new customization, new game modes. We love our game and we want to continue to support our game.
And keep our new users engaged and having fun well into the future.
Yeah, it was weird. PopCap never really advertised this, only ever showing it off in one video. But yeah, also on remote play on PS Vita, you're able to touch the screen on boss mode. Just wanted to point that out. So I could finally imagine Garden Warfare came to the Wii U. Oh wait, before I go to the next segment, boss mode feels like it's a feature for the Wii U. Like, I feel like boss mode was designed for a Wii U version, but the Wii U version was scrapped. That's just me. That's just my conspiracy theory. But hey, you could point that out and be false or whatever. Anyways, let's go to the next thing. Scrapped zombie classes. Yeah, you know there was a scrapped zombie class. You know the Gravedigger, but I'm not talking about the Gravedigger or the SWAT zombie. Everybody's talked about those. But instead, I'm here to talk about some other zombie classes that, yeah, there was more considered that were scrapped. Which is crazy. All of these are coming from Gordan Wang's ArtStation, which will be linked down below so you can go look it for yourself or search it up. Anyways, the first one we have is the Zomboni Driver. This is another class considered, and the Zomboni Driver would have had a melee attack, a support throwing a brew at zombies to get him going, and leaves a pack behind for zombies. It says it could have It says that the pack could have been for ammo or a buff. It would probably have been a buff considering we have infinite ammo. Just reload and there's no ammo limit. Well, there is, but just, you know what I'm saying if you play Garden Warfare. The Shred Quake. It would have been an attack that would have hit any lucky plant in front of it. In my opinion, this feels like the All-Stars tackle. That would have worked. And finally, it would have had a healing amp. And minions, rocks, Clark Kids. This feels to me like an all-star and a scientist combined. Oh, and also it would have had a shotgun, so I guess this is the second attempt to try to redesign the Gravedigger. Next one, Trash Man. Trash Man would have had minions. He also had a pop tab rifle, which reminds me more of an SMG gun and a stapler gun. It seems that they wanted him to have a defense mode. He would have used the trash lid to defend himself, and would have been able to summon an imp or junkyard dog. And the next one we have is a Yeti zombie. He is technically in the final game, but as a boss, but he was considered as a zombie hero. He would have been able to throw ice at plants, summon ice to hit from above, and freeze plants with a freezer. He can still freeze plants in the final game, but he does not summon a freezer. And lastly, a Gargantua was considered. I consider this to have been considered because it also has the name right there, zombie hero, like all the other zombie characters that are a playable role. Yeah. There's not much to go off like the last ones where it tells you what his abilities would have been. We only have images, but considering his boss version, we go off his boss version. He probably would have had a dash, a slam to hit with that electric pole thingy, and an imp throw. Garden Warfare had a realistic art style originally. Yeah, we've all seen the realistic pea shooter concept art, but we could have had a realistic art style. I think this was the one that they used originally. Oh god, I'm glad they did it. This would have been Sonic 06 all over again. Here's a bunch of that. There's not really much to say. Here's just a bunch of concept art with the realistic art style they tried using originally. Yeah, they definitely struggled adapting the 2D characters into 3D. This just shows it. Next one. Garden Warfare was originally going to use vehicles. Yeah, Halo, everyone. Halo's a great game. They're related, but it's a great game. But imagine if PVZ was more like Halo or Garden Warfare. Garden Warfare almost got vehicles. From the concept art we have, there's mostly zombie vehicles and not really plant vehicles. The only plant vehicle I could find is a lawnmower. Anyways, the concept art shows cars, tanks, planes, and blimps for the zombies. This would have made Garden Warfare a lot more like Halo, and it would have probably meant that some players could fight down below, and players could fight on top with air battles with airplanes. What's sad about this concept is that Garden Warfare 2 and BFN never even got vehicles, not even the Garden Warfare 1. So this idea was just scrapped for all three of those games. The closest thing we did get was that corn airplane level from Garden Warfare 2. It's just sad, because I think this would have made the game a lot more fun. The closest thing we have as vehicles are probably the drones. Yeah, that's all for this segment. Next one, scrapped garlic drones. You were talking about garlic drones. There was supposed to be more. You were gonna get more variants. You might be telling yourself, we did get a garlic drone variant. It was that you know, the green one. Yeah, but we were gonna get more. So here we go. You were supposed to get a shroom UFO. It would be able to shoot and pick up zombies and drop them. I think this would have been sort of overpowered in my opinion, but also if it didn't have much health, it's sort of useless because the zombie could just shoot it. Also, that leads us to our next variant, the balloons. They're sort of like bombs in a way. They're slower but are able to explode. It doesn't say if they're able to shoot, but I would assume. The last thing for this segment is that originally instead of shooting corn bombs, garlic drones would slam down as a mini bomb instead of corn bombs. Here's the concept part of that. Yeah, I actually like the idea of them slamming down. I don't see problems with these other variants. I think these variants could have worked really good. A bomber and shroom UFO, I think they would have worked great. And I could also see someone just picking up zombies and throwing them off the map as a shroom UFO. Yeah. Scrapped engineer designs. Okay, this is gonna be a short one, but every character went through different designs, yes. But one I found pretty interesting is engineer, because he had multiple. He had a buff engineer design and he had a regular looking zombie design. I just wanted to bring this one up. I thought it would be fun. There's not really much to this one. Next one, scrap zombot variants. Like the garlic drone, the zombot was almost given more variants. Yes, the zombot does level up from level 1 to 3, but it was also supposed to have different variants. From the concept art, there are zombots that look like a jack-in-the-box that could also... Wait, hold on. From the concept art, zombot variants like a jack-in-the-box drone that walks and can become a RC car, zombots with different lasers, zombots with multiple lasers, zombot with a rocket launcher, but technically we got that one at level 3. And there's another zombot using different multiple lasers, mini rockets, and I'm gonna mention this also, but it also seems that the engineer could have had a vending machine to give out supplies, because it's right next to the engineer concept art, so I'm assuming it was for the engineer. Yeah, that's pretty much it, but I feel like with the garlic drone thing, this could have worked, and it makes me wonder why these are scrapped. Technically, in the second game, Garden Warfare 2, we did get other zombots, but those were for the zombies to plant, which, not for the engineer to just upgrade, but at the same time, the engineer doesn't even get any of these to upgrade. Not even Garden Warfare 2, because upgrading was cut out. Next one, because it's also a mini one. Scrapped melee attack. And for concept art for every character, it shows the character having a melee attack. Here you go. Yeah, a melee attack was scrapped. It was planned, but it got scrapped. I'm gonna assume it would have worked like Call of Duty, where you would have pressed down on the analog stick to do your melee attack. Huh, I guess yeah, we almost got a melee attack. I guess the only melee attack character we got was Chomper. So I guess melee attack lives on in some sort of way. Scrapped robot Chomper. There's concept art of a robot Chomper. It would have been able to eat plants, it looks like, and it would have probably been the engineer. It probably would have also been a replacement for the Zombot drone instead. I think this one was actually a pretty good idea. I would love a robot Chomper so I could chomp down plants. I would definitely trade a Zombot drone for a robot Chomper. I'd like this. I'm just sad it didn't happen. Garden Warfare supported Xbox Smart Glass app. Okay, before we start this, what is Xbox Smart Glasses app? Well, Smart Glass app. Well, I didn't know about this either, but think of it as the remote play app for the PS4, but for Xbox 360 and Xbox One. It's an app that allowed you to remote play, to use remote play on those consoles or use it as an additional controller. So you might think, oh, so you could use it to play Garden Warfare. Well, yeah, it looks like you probably can. I can't really confirm, but you could probably use it as a separate controller to use Garden Warfare 4. Yeah. But from the EA article and video I found, they talk about it using the Smart Glass app for boss mode instead. Yeah, can you imagine? I already made this joke, but again, and we can finally imagine Garden Warfare came to the Wii U. It's my fantasy come true. Anyways, I'll play the clip for you right now about the Smart Glass app.
Flower on the team because that's going to help you with healing and so forth. But we have something called boss mode that actually helps sort of offset the lack of a sunflower. Boss mode works on both on Smart Glass as well as on Kinect using motion controls. Okay. So you can use your television basically as the top-down map and use your hand and collect and drag and drop abilities using Kinect. Cool. But we really like to use it as Smart Glass because it allows somebody sitting next to you to really get involved in the action. When you are in boss mode playing in co-op, you're actually spawned in a flying RV that sort of circles around the battlefield. The fiction is that you're playing as Crazy Dave, helping the plants down below. And so by doing so, you're actually collecting sun, and then you have a number of different abilities that you can use to deploy out to the battlefield.
What can you drop onto the battlefield?
So one thing you can drop are spotting stations. These will actually spot enemies anywhere that are near the base or your teammates and kind of show them on the HUD as well as on boss mode. We also have heal stations, so this helps to keep your teammate kind of healthy and alive while they're fighting. So you can drop these right down by the base or wherever your teammates are. The one that my favorite is actually to call in airstrikes. And so it's a big cherry bomb strike. You can drag and drop that out into the battlefield, and if you got a cluster of enemies down below, they'll get taken out by big exploding cherry bombs. And then another one that's really handy is the resurrection. So players, if one of your teammates goes down, can be revived within, say, you have about 15 to 20 seconds to get to them and get them back up. But if you have a teammate that can't get to them, if you have boss mode, the boss can actually drop a resurrection station right next to them and get them right back up and fighting.
So this mode ends when both players bite the bullet?
Yep, so if both players go down and neither of them can be revived, either by the boss or anyone else, the timer runs out and you actually lose the mode. The other way you can lose the mode is if your garden is destroyed. So remember the real goal.
So yeah, that's the clip of the Smart Glass app. You might be wondering right now, well, I want to try this out now. Well, sadly you can't. The Smart Glass app was discontinued, making my fantasy of imagining Garden Warfare for the Wii U gone. Yeah, it's also, I find this weird that remote play was on the 360, but we never even got remote play for the PlayStation Store app doesn't, well, the PS. What I'm trying to say is I'm finding it weird that the Smart Glass app supported 360, but PlayStation's remote play app doesn't even support the PS3. Strange. Next one, co-op in Garden Warfare. Before I start this, I want to tell you a story. When I was buying Garden Warfare, I saw online it had co-op, and when I got it for the PS3, it turns out it didn't have co-op. That's only for Xbox One and PS4. So yeah, thank you for misleading information. Anyways, co-op is not a multiplayer. No. It's its own mode. So yeah, think of Garden Ops but endless, which I think is a cool idea, but when you restrict it to co-op only, I find it, why isn't this just an option? Also, if you're gonna do co-op, why restrict it to just doing co-op and Garden Ops? So I feel like that defeats the point of co-op, because I want to do co-op and multiplayer. Yeah, Garden Warfare has co-op exclusive to Xbox One and PS4, but it's just a bad co-op. Yeah, well, probably not a bad co-op, but in my opinion, I just don't like the idea that you can't play co-op on multiplayer. Like, what's the problem? Motion controllers. It has motion controls. We move on to our final segment. PVZ Garden Warfare has motion controls on PS3. Yes. But in order to do this, you'll need PS Move controllers and the PS Move wheel. And also, you might be wondering, how does this work, or how did you find this out? Well, I found this out because when I bought the wheel controller, I was looking at, I was looking things up about it, and I came onto a blog where people were talking that the Move wheel adds motion controls to games that don't support it. So, knowing this, I wanted to test it out on Garden Warfare, and to my surprise, it works. But it has a good amount of downsides. You're only able to go left and right, and there's no way to move forward. You can't aim right at all, so forget trying to defend your garden. All you could do is shoot, throw your beam bombs, do your super jump, and Gatling Pea. But Gatling Pea doesn't work either because you can't move it really anywhere because of no analog sticks. But here's the thing, I originally thought of a solution. And that solution was that other PS Move games allow you to plug in a regular PS3 controller to go ahead and use as your analog stick. But here's the thing, Garden Warfare can register more than one controller, meaning that solution's out the gate because I can't use another controller because there's a limit. And my other solution of using a navigation controller is out the gate too, because a navigation controller will register as a second controller, so that's gone too. So, meaning that Garden Warfare does have motion controls, but it is very, very, very much not worth it. Since you don't have an analog stick, you can't really get it far. You can't get anywhere. You can't really get anywhere. So you're stuck here while your teammates actually play the match without you. It's pretty much sad. Anyways, why would you even want to play with motion controls? I don't know. I wanted to. Yeah, I don't know how to really end this, but anyways, but there's something strange. Motion controls only work if you have the PS Move controller in the wheel. Once you remove it from the wheel, the motion controls don't work anymore. So if you try to move left and right, you're not able to move left and right at all. So it's just strange. The game was never programmed to have motion controls, but when it's forced to have motion controls, since it wasn't, yeah, I guess you get it. This was never meant to be in the game. It's accidentally in the game because of the PS Move controller, and it's in there. It just fascinates me that you need the wheel to do this. The wheel. So the motion control, the PS Move controller on its own doesn't do this. It's just strange. Here's my video of it, of me trying to attempt this. Sorry for the bad quality. It's just strange. It's cool, but it's just bad. It's not worth the hassle, I'll tell you that much. It's not worth the hassle to play Garden Warfare with motion controls. There you have it. A bunch of obscure PVZ Garden Warfare facts, features, and features that were scrapped. You probably didn't know at least one of these, and you probably learned something new. Hope you enjoy. Sorry for the audio, I'm recording this outside. Anyways, hope you enjoy, and please subscribe if you want. It helps, I guess. I guess. Share this around if you want. Just thanks for watching. Anyways, I plan on remaking some of my old PVZ videos, because the PVZ 2 one, I haven't seen anyone else talk about that. Original PVZ 2 we could have had, but my video is pretty shit. It's pretty bad. I need to update that. Anyways, this is probably the part where most YouTubers recommend you a video, but I can't really recommend you any of mine because they're all pretty bad. Because they don't have, the mic quality is bad. But if I were to recommend you one, I would recommend you my PVZ 3 skit. Anyways, I'll see you next time. And yeah, I guess it's one of my first videos. I don't really know how to end this. That's my best pea shooter impression. There you have it. And yeah, bye.